Alrighty, we are live on YouTube and TikTok. Let me turn on my YouTube chat. And we'll go over the trade recap first, per usual. I don't know if y'all have seen, if y'all are on Twitter, but ICT and Patrick, whatchamacallit, are beefing on Twitter right now, and it's very, very entertaining. Patrick Whelan and ICT are spazzing out and crashing out on Twitter if y'all want to be entertained. And ICT really is coming for everyone's neck. Like everyone's neck. Like it just, it's insane actually. It's very funny actually, but yeah. So let's get the trade recap. Today was another beautiful fucking day. I did sell a little early. Yeah, lovely 10 a.m. candle. 10 a.m. candle, keep us around. A lot of people play the zigzags, the zigzaggies. I did not. Alright, so what do we got? We saw last night on my live stream, we were already up here. We were coming up for those buys. That's why I'm like, everyone's like, what's your bias? Buys or sells? I don't care, because what happened at 10 o'clock? We were in sales. That's it. Or if you waited for the reversal out of this 4-hour for value gap, boom. I didn't notice that for value gap when I got on the charts. We were up in this for value gap, right? This big 4-hour gap. And then we had a 1-hour gap lined up with a 15-minute gap that lined up with a 30-minute gap. So basically this bottom pink line and the top pink line is the 15-minute gap. The hour gap I marked here to here. The 30-minute gap, it's bottom lined up with the 15-minute, but it's top lined up with the hour, if that makes sense. If that doesn't, I don't know, I'll explain it more to you. So I don't want to mark all three gaps. So I marked the lines, and once we came out, on the 5-minute, we had an order block, which is, the white candles before it moved back up, or the down candles, order block, change in instant delivery. I got in there. As soon as somewhere in this candle, obviously my spread was bad, but I really tried to get in there. I should have had a limit order set once we pulled back into this line, this bottom of this order block, either way. And then I told my live to wait for us to inverse this fair value gap. So those people had to wait for this candle close on the 5-minute, that pink line on the bottom side. Either way, we took it down. I sold early. My target was these London lows, and then I sold early once we pulled back a little bit for a $600 day. We wound up going a little down further, filled the gap fully, and then reversed out of it. So I could have held for a good little bit before we reversed. But I did sell like here before my target. That's my new problem. No more fake outs, but now it's just like when I'm close to my target and it starts to like pull back and do a little bit of this, I start to sell instead of we're already close. Why the fuck not wait? I originally wanted to go to these Asian lows, but it did not. This is why I say take your profit at the first one. Obviously, usually 4-hour gaps, I've said this too, usually will fill fully, so you wouldn't have known it was going to come here. Or maybe you would have. We could have marked this point of liquidity and then stopped at the target, this low here. Or you could have just sold at the bottom of the fair value gap here, which is the bottom of the 4-hour gap too, actually. So either way, great trade. Some people traded this. Obviously, I don't. Once I get a win and I'm done. I need $915 more to be funded. So maybe I'll take like a zigzag like this tomorrow if I don't make the 900 here. But I don't know if it's worth it. I might just get funded on Wednesday instead. We have no news tomorrow. We had no news today. And then we have news on Wednesday at 8:30. And yeah. So just FYI for those people. That's the news we had, but yes, I've been killing it. I've been on a streak. I'm trading the way I'm supposed to be trading. Key Flow Trades is the one who really introduced me to only fucking with the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. It's usually the biggest candle of the day. It was the biggest candle of the day today, so do with that what you will. Like I said, these 9:30 traders got a nice trade, or even 8:30. 8:30 here got this trade. My trade was 30 minutes and was bigger. That's why I like the 10 a.m. candle. Actually, this is still the 10 a.m. candle, actually. The 10 to 2 4-hour candle. So this also was the bigger move than my move, actually, the move back up. It took us all the way up to our stop loss, which is a nice reverse. Like I said, people were taking both of these. I saw some people take this one on live, people who are usually on live every day. I did almost take this one. This one, we were almost on live. I was like, we're going to reverse out of this fair value gap to keep going higher. Looks like we're about to inverse. So we'll see where we are tomorrow morning. We'll see how high we go up tonight, and then we'll see where we are tomorrow morning. So let me delete all of this, and then just, keep it cute. On the 4-hour, just keep the gaps marked on the 4-hour. And we'll start backtesting the huge. This is what we do all day, every day. It's very nice. Getting those fake outs out of here, which is the best part, actually. Trade, get out the chart. Best part. We'll mark the green one in case we come back to it tomorrow or inverse it, or we'll just see where we are. I'm not going to mark liquidity yet because, like I said, it could be swept overnight. So this is what we're looking at for tomorrow. Let's see. FX replay. Like I said, FX replay. I'm not showing y'all my personal information on live. It's just an email and a first and last name, but I'll sign up for that later if I even need it. It was nice though. It has been nice to be back testing and killing it and trading profitably, and I feel like a real trader now. I just crossed over to the real side, the legendary side. Now let's just keep it up, and y'all will get there soon as well. Also, there's a lot of old traders crashing out on the internet right now, arguing with people. It's so entertaining. So if y'all aren't in tune to that, you don't have to like that. It actually really, everyone's like, Patrick Whelan and ICT are so immature or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, that's me. If you want to come for me, I will eat you alive on the internet. I do not give a flying fuck. That's probably why I will never be able to do TikTok shop. I keep getting violations for arguing with racists in comments, but I've gotten better. I've learned the TikTok verbiage I can get away with. All right, the daily, we got some relative equal highs up here, relative equal lows down here. We're going to have to zoom out a little bit. This lines up with this equal high again, so that's very nice, very nice. We'll mark this next one in case we want to go a little higher. If we want to go lower, we'll mark this one on the daily. How did y'all do today trading? Did y'all take just one trade, both trades? We came out of this gap on the daily, so that might not affect us today. Obviously, that's why I like to mark the 4-hour gaps versus the daily gaps, because we're in the day. We're not going to see a new candle come back down into this gap because we're in the day. So actually, let me not mark that. We have a 4-hour one right here that maybe we could come into in a normal time frame. Let's see what happens. Then like I said, I always go down a lower time frame, so I like to move the 4-hour to my left. I do this every morning on live. I move the 4-hour to my left. I actually probably should just start on the 4-hour, but I look at the daily because, again, there's some days where it's obvious, like these are equal highs. So it's most likely we're going to go up here, but let's see if there's like a 30-minute or 1-hour gap. It's the same. There's a small one here, but it's giving when to come down in here to go higher if we go higher, or we could just push up there. Let's just see. There's a small gap here. I'm going to mark the small gap in case that's the one it wants to go to. It's extremely tiny. And then play it out. Watch in real time. Be patient. Love. Like I said, we don't get on until 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we're finally pushing out this gap. I would wait for one more candle. Like that. Or obviously this is playing out in real time, so you'll wait. I've noticed that too. So in the morning, I always mark the opening of the 10 a.m. candle. And there might be days when you're not sure. Like today, I mean, we were kind of short today, but it easily could have kept going higher like I wound up doing at the end before we got our move down. So I had that opening marked. I had the opening, where was the 10 a.m.? It was down here. The 10 a.m. candle opened 9:50, 9:55, 10 o'clock. It opened here. So I was like, if we do go higher, once we came down first. So I was like, oh, we could, have a higher day. Or if we go lower, you want to come up first. So you really can wait at this line and wait for like a bigger move off of the open, if that helps you. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know where it's going to go, obviously we kind of had gaps we were bouncing out of. Bounced off another gap to the upside. So you can do that. So like I said, I saw how this candle was green at first. And then it wound up closing red. This is a trade where at this point, we should still wait for it to come out of this gap or inverse this gap before we get in a trade. Let's see if on the 5 minute you did get a little entry there. If you were confident in sells, you could have got it. 10 a.m. candle wasn't decisive and then it just ran down. So I don't know if anyone would have caught that, but some people might have. Listen, I don't shit on anyone's strategy, anyone's anything. If you would have caught that, you would have caught that. And that is good for you. Let's see what we get. I don't want to get in after that because on a day where it's obvious we're going in sales and our target and we're not in a gap is somewhere lower, I would get in sales off of a candle like this, just so you know. If this candle was like up here and we were going down to this gap, then I would have gotten to something like that immediately, easy. All right. I mean, I'd say go down to the 5 minute, wait for a 5 minute close, and or you can wait for it to pull back up to this gap. Up to you. Did we even hit that gap? We quite literally did not. And this is why we're talking about why I now don't do optimal trade entry. Coming back to gaps, it might not even tap you in and then you miss the rundown. Obviously, now my entry would have been very shitty and I would have had to have a big stop loss. Just not fun. But that means now I have to take profit kind of far. And it's not even the best risk to reward. Where is the 4 hour trying to go to? I mean, it could go here. I don't even really like this trade for real. But I'd probably just sell in profit somewhere, especially because now we're already at 2 o'clock. So yeah, I don't even like this trade, selling profit somewhere here. Especially because on the higher, like I said, on higher time frame gaps, it will come down, fully fill it, and go back up like we did today. So it's like, it's kind of like you need like a real push through it before you want to get in for it to continue down. Again, you would have either just sold in profit, moved some up to break even, or you would have took a small loss. This isn't really good price action. Now, if you would have got in, if you weren't scary and you got in, way up here, you're straight chilling. You're literally straight chilling. So do it that what you will. Or even if you got in right at this long displacement candle close, that is a better risk to reward as well. If you aren't scary. But I don't think we had any confirmation at all. I mean, this is a big gap technically to fill. So yeah, we could have just said, hey, we're gonna go fill this gap and go down to the gap and then sold at the bottom of the gap. So we could have done that. We could have done that and just sold at the bottom of the gap. Again, would we have? Probably not. We probably would have lost this day. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nice, but you see how nice that big 4 hour candle is? That's just what you want to catch. That's all I try to trade. Is just this 4-hour candle. I try to get the big move in it. And that's it. That's it. This is the day that was kind of a flop. Let's go to the next day. Next New York session, delete everything. Let's go on the daily to see if it's obvious. See, I thought we were going to those equal highs yesterday. That's also why sometimes, like I said, you'll look at the daily, and while you're on the charts, it's playing out in real time. We just saw it start to go down, and then we would have entered those sales. Actually, we probably would have sat on the daily, watched it push down, and be okay, we're closing down. So then we're gonna get in those sales as soon as we got on the chart. Now, what are we looking for? I think we're still going down. Target, first target there, second target here. Let's see again. This can play out and it can wind up going up. So if we're going up, just mark both. Be reactive. Don't come in. I personally don't come in with a bias, and it keeps my losses down tremendously. But if you want to have a bias, it does help you with better entries if you're really, really confident in your bias. 10 o'clock. Let's look at the 4-hour. Do we have anything we can we're in, we can bounce off of? Okay, the 4-hour is looking like we already kind of want to bounce off of this. But if not, I guess we can just invert this and go lower to these options that we have below. And then we have, depending on where this candle closes, our 9:30 candle, we do have a gap here. We can inverse. These are still kind of big gaps though. So let's see how this 4-hour candle plays out. Okay, now if we inverse this, immediate sales at 10 o'clock. Boom, immediate sales at 10 o'clock. We got a late entry, so we probably should be able to take it to both of these lows. And or, was there another low on here? There was. That also lines up with the daily fair value gap. So maybe we do take it to here. Would be nice. Nice. Now this is a day, like you see, inverse of a value gap. There's no other gaps to bounce out of. Strong displacement candle. That's what a prime example of when you can enter right at 10 o'clock. It's not always. I don't know if that makes sense. Difference between the two. Now it could be wrong, but we'll see. You can move stop loss to break even once we hit that first target if you wanted to. And it did not stop us out yet, and it's probably about I don't know what this shit is doing. Let's actually go down to a lower time frame. Another not nice price action day is what's giving. But honestly, it might be a time where you just sell and profit here with this price action, honestly. Especially because, oh yeah, we're already at night. Yeah, this was just not nice price action. We didn't get stopped out, but you might have sold at this loss. You might have sold in profit. Again, who knows? Not nice price action. What month is this? April. April, yeah, April price action when we've been back testing every year has been ass. So do with that what you will next April. That's when I started actually losing my profitability and being a break-even trader. I was just like making a bunch of money and then giving it back and making a bunch of money and giving it back in April. After killing it from like November to February, March. Killing it, up like 30K on the FX account. And then TFT went under, and I was like, fuck, like how do y'all trade these Forex prop firms? They're so ghetto. Never went back. TFT is back in service, but I personally never went back. Some people still use one-on-one funding, but that's up to you. Alrighty, yeah, we're like barely moving too on the daily. We barely moved. This was the indecisive candle, our 4-hour candle. It's still the biggest candle of the day though. It just was very indecisive. Maybe we could have took a little, waited for it to come in the gap, and and push out to this low. Maybe it was something we could have took. The risk to rewards not that great, but maybe it's something like 1 to 1.5 almost. Let's see what that looks like on the lower time frame, because it could look nice on the 4 hour. That's why I stay on the higher time frames. Yeah, I mean, that would have been quick though. It would have been like you would have got tapped in. No, we get on at 10 o'clock though, actually. So that actually happened in the afternoon session. So yeah, we wouldn't even took that trade. Afternoon session. Our trade was down, and then it came up. It didn't really trade nicely for us, and then it came up and then did a little zhush. So we could have waited for it to tap into it and then took this small little run, but that is nothing. We wouldn't have done nothing with that. So do with that what you will. So that's why we need to stack our money from now to April, so we don't have to trade April at all. We're chilling. Daily behavior for value gap, and this is why I don't set orders, because I want us to like actually look and analyze the moves it's doing and really look at if there is like the worst setup that we could possibly take, a good setup, or just a hell no, instead of just setting orders and watching the P&L go up and down. You know what I'm saying? Okay, daily gap. Looks like we might want to come up into it. Don't like daily gaps because they're big, so I don't know if we're gonna wait till it pushes out or come back. The 4 hour, we have a gap that is here to here that we're already in, and they have another one up here, 2 back to back. And then we do have one here that we kind of already inverse to go lower, so maybe we're coming back to tap up into that one to go lower. Who knows? This is a bearish one though, so it could be like coming up to the bearish one to go lower. Maybe that's what we're getting from this. Some days I said the 4 hour and the 4 hour and the daily will not be clear sometimes. We do have a nice red candle starting, and we still have this little baby fair value gap that we never hit yesterday. So maybe that's the target. Push down. Let's see what this 9:30 candle closes like. Let's move the 4 hour to this side. And then let's move this to the 30-minute. The 30-minute has a gap that we could also bounce into that because we're already out of that gap, the bearish one. So maybe we come up and bounce into the 30-minute gap. There's also one here. I like the 30-minute gaps. They bounce. They're really nice for entries. Let's see. All right, so we came back and bounced into this one. Now let's see if we could push off of it before 10 a.m. No, we did not. So you could take this trade at 10 a.m. if you wanted to these highs here for a nice size trade. Or you can wait for more confirmation of us going lower. If you really want to get sells, you can take it to the London highs if you think we're going up there. I don't like taking trades super long out of gaps in gaps. I need it to come out of a gap and then take the long trade like I tried to do this day. So I would just take it to this liquidity point because that's at least probably where it wants to reverse from. If it does, and boom, immediately stopped out. We finally did bounce off of that gap. So this is one of those days where I took a trade, did not wait for the 10 a.m. candle to play out, which you usually do. This was not a clear day to just get in sales off of one green candle. I like 3 candles, even like these 3, boom, green, got you. We closed red, but let's see if we get one more candle like out under this 30-minute gap. Like that. Now you can get in some sales and hopefully take it to the bottom of this daily fair value gap. Is there any London low? There's a low here, and there's a bunch of lows on the way down you can target. Swing lows. So you can target any one of these. And honestly, probably the first one. Obviously, you're gonna go down to a lower time frame for your stop loss because it's a big ass candle on the 30-minute. And this is what you do every day. I mean, it's still a big ass candle on the 5-minute. So let's just go up there maybe and let's see how this plays out. Almost got stopped out by a tick. Did not get stopped out. And went our way. Great trade. Great trade. So we would have obviously lost and then made our losses back. This is why you usually kind of let things play out first, because that candle did look green, but I didn't let the candle finish playing out, because the candle would have finished playing out, it would have played out red, even on the 5-minute. So even 5 minutes, that 10 a.m. candle I bought this buy off of would have turned red. 5 minutes, that's it, 5 minutes. So that's why I say you should at least wait 5 to 10 minutes, even if you're on the 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 10-minute chart, because it can run up and then close. But if it runs up and it's still green, then you can maybe get in or go to the 5-minute chart and see. But the 5-minute chart even told us right at 5 minutes, we could have been in sales. I don't know if you can see this lovely hammer candle. It was telling us, actually, no, we're going down today. So we could have got on the 5-minute. I don't stay on the 5-minute because of it could fake you out, but today was the day it did not. And we could have got a way better, a 1 to 3 trade. So that's why I just wait. Just at least wait 5 minutes. Just at least wait 5 minutes. Except for when it's super clear, crystal clear. Like, look at this. We already zigzagged twice. Big move up, big move down, big move up. That is not clear any direction at all. We're in 3 bearish value gaps, and we have a high time frame bullish one. It's a lot going on in here that it can just ping pong off of. And then this hammer let us know, and then obviously you can wait for the candle close below this one for sure confirmation, because this still could have been a fake out and went higher, you know what I'm saying? So nice trade. It's better to wait for confirmation. Obviously we did candle close below this twice, but I feel like a third time was a charm, look like. But yeah, that's how I trade every day. That's how I just catch these lovely moves I caught today on live. I trade these live every morning. Same trade someone else took today. We just caught these 2 candles. 8:30 low, 9:30 open. That's it. Whoever Godly the Seed Neptune trader is, then I took the same trade. Here's my proof and my Ninja Trader 602.50. I got in. He got in up here though. He got a nice entry. I got in at the second candle. But that's all you need, y'all. Y'all just gotta really stay on the higher time frames. Wait for some confirmations. You won't get faked out. I mean, that was my first fake out actually in like a week. Back testing. I've been getting way better at them. I haven't had fake out in 2 to 3 trading days, which has been very nice. I'm still profitable with fake outs. I still have like $500 days or $400 or $200 days, but I've been getting these $800, $600, $900 days, not getting faked out because I'm not eating portions of my profits. But a loss is just a loss, and it's okay if you get them. They're not the end of the world. You can still end the day profitable. Next, New York session. What? This daily chart has not been helping us at all. Indecisive candle. Our 4-hour candle at 10 o'clock again was the biggest candle of the day. Look at it. I'm not lying to y'all. Biggest candle of the day is what you want to catch. Whether you catch it going back up, whether you catch it going down. This is kind of indecisive. The move back up, honestly, is really nice. That's probably an afternoon trade. But you just got to catch either the first 2 hours or the last 2 hours of that 4-hour 10 a.m. candle. We do have a gap here. I actually want to wait on these 2 charts for a second. And then 4-hour, we already came out of the gap that lines up down here. The daily gap we pushed out of. Our next target is here if we get to it, but we do have this target here. Let's see if we have a fair value gap to inverse. Would be nice. Yeah, let's see if we close below this, and then we can really just get in some sales. And then we have a big ass gap here, lines up with this line. So for the daily, it's looking like we want to go down, but let's just wait a little bit. Damn, it's gonna sweep this before we get on the charts? Jeez. Well, there it is. It is. So maybe let's see if we reverse first or if we go lower. I would go on a lower time frame for this. Just to see. We did inverse this. We did now just inverse this. I do think we're still going lower. We don't have a gap to come back up to, but it's what's way up here. I mean, I don't know if you want to wait for that. Some people might. They might be like, until we get up to this fair value gap. I'm gonna see how far it pulls back, and then we'll see if it comes back down. Let's go on the 5 minute. Cause we need to see like a smaller fair value gap to enter from. There's one here, and we're in one here actually. If we want to just get in cells here, but I'm gonna wait for it to come down or go up. Boom. I think I would get in cells here. The daily candle is still looking red. I mean, but I'm not confident. I want like some displays, but we did come back up into this gap here, like I originally said. So if you had your limit order set, you did get tapped today. If you got your limit order set in this gap up here, you were tapped in. Like I said, I'd probably wait for, I mean, it happened at 10 o'clock. I'd probably get in the candle close out of the gap. No, exactly. Bullish fair value gaps, higher time frame. They always eat these little 30-minute bearish ones up. But then, okay, we would have lost, and then you would just got right back in the trade. But let's see if it bounces off this 30-minute one that we marked. I don't know. See, that the 30-minute ones just go crazy. That was this one. This April price action is stupid ass. But that was that 30-minute gap I marked up here. We did get a tap into the gap. Wait for the drop. I was right. Lit. And is it gonna push back down for us? Absolutely not. We were both wrong. It's pushing up. You would have got stopped out. I mean, if your stop loss was up here, maybe you're still in the trade. You're still in. Like I said, this April price action is there. There we go. Okay, you were right. We still didn't hit our take profit yet, though. Boom. Good. But then that's 3 o'clock. It's a long trade, but it happens to the best of us. Let's look at that on the 5 minute, and that's why I don't get on the 5 minute too soon. This is what happens when I get on the 5 minute too soon. I mean, this was a good push off that fair value gap. We inversed this fair value gap already, pulled back into it and came down. But this is what I'm talking about because, like I said, the 5 minute, some people had their limit orders here. See how we had that 5 minute fair value gap right before 10 o'clock? Some people would have had their limit orders set right here at that fair value gap. Entry, as soon as we tapped it, took it down to here. You see why I'm like, you just gotta let shit play out in a higher time frame, because that's a valid entry. This is a valid entry, that fair value gap tap on the 5 minute. We ran down a bunch. Even that second one we marked was a valid entry. And honestly, technically, now I'm looking at it, we would not have gotten stopped out. My stop loss would have been kind of high, and then I would have took it. My take profit just would have been super low, and then I would have just had to sell right here. But if you waited for that 30-minute gap, which I honestly did not think we were going to push up that high, but we do. That's why I sit on the 30-minute. Y'all, them 30-minute gaps, they work better than the 15-minute and the hour. Today they were all lined up together, so I didn't have to battle between the gaps like this. Today we am I down to mentorship? Not necessarily. No, not right now at the moment. You can book one-on-one calls with me though. Yes, you can book one-on-one calls with me, but not a full-on mentorship. I always suggest, going to YouTube first because it's free. That's how I learn. That's how a lot of your favorite mentors learn. But I understand, because with dropshipping, I felt like I needed a mentor, and I have one. But I do have one-on-ones you can book in my bio. if you need more than this. And I've already had some people book with me, so. But yeah, see, now we know. Now we all know. Them 30-minute for value gaps are nothing to play with. Because that shit was, we went up like 70 ticks just to hit that thing. Hit it twice for good measures, and then we rallied. So, now we know. And that's why I say, if you will drastically get rid of the fake outs, y'all, if you sit on these higher time frames. You can even trade them. You could have traded, like I said, had your limit set, had a stop loss, and then just had your take profit, and you could have gone on about your day. And you can do that. Whether you win or lost, you didn't give a fuck. And then that could have been the day. This the day you would have traded, though, till 3 if you sat on the chart, or 2:30, 3:30. How much have you made with trading estimate? Don't say, of course. Not much. I traded with a small account. I turned through $100 into $400, and I started trading prop firms, and I have not been funded yet. I'm about to be funded. So that's why I suggest going to free YouTube yet, because I'm just getting profitable. I'm just getting over the hump of making money and stuff, with the prop firms at least. With options, I have way better emotions and way better risk management, because it's easier to have risk management with options. I've explained this 100 times. So the prop firm rules are just really scary and strict, and it's been not good with my emotions. So that's why I suggest you don't want to book with me right now, because I haven't made like $10,000. I just have good analysis. I took sales today at 10. You were on my live today, Luke. You were literally on my live. You knew what I took. And you know I'm backtesting, so this is not a trade. You know this already, Luke. You do this every day and every morning. Gotcha. Appreciate you. Of course. Yeah, people have booked with me before, though, but I always just go into free stuff. But you'll know. I'm only $900 away from being funded. I made $1,500 last week, $900 today, and then I did $1,500 on the paper trading account on live, just to get like my emotions back right. And then once I'm funded, once I get some payouts, I am opening a Discord, and now I'm really about to start charging for a lot of stuff. So enjoy the free stuff now. There'll still be a lot of free stuff though. Like I'm still gonna backtest. I'm still probably gonna live trade maybe for free, like 2 days a week or something. Because I do trade better live too, actually. I thought about going back off live, but I actually trade better on live. It's something about the audience. And y'all are really nice on live too. So y'all are very nice, and we kiki and we talk about stuff, and we get to ease our minds from the charts. All right, looks like we're about to inverse or bounce out of this daily fair value gap on this next session. So let's see. This is kind of that trade we took Friday. If we close out of it, it'd be nice. We do have a 30-minute gap here. Let's see if we come up, bounce off this, continue lower. All you need, ICT, because y'all be swearing it's so complicated, is fair value gaps and liquidity. That's all you need. I'm showing you time and time again. You just need to, it's going to go to a fair value gap, or it's going to go to a swing high, swing low. Or a session high, session low. London session, New York session, that's all you need. Don't complicate it. Pick a time frame where the setup you like the best is. If you like the New York Open, trade the New York Open. If you like 10 a.m. like I do, trade 10 a.m. If you like, I don't know, afternoon, do that. That's a demand zone. You marked it wrong. It's not. It's a fair value gap. I don't trade demand zones. I trade fair value gaps. I've said that before on my lives. I know some people might be new, but it's not. I don't trade supply and demand. This is a fair value gap. If you don't know what that is, it's a gap between 3 candles, an imbalance in the market. I do not trade supply and demand. The 10 a.m. reversal. We had 2 10 a.m. reversals. I played the one down, and then yes, we bounced off that 4-hour fair value gap, which I called because I sold at the 4-hour fair value gap. I don't take multiple trades if I have a win, but maybe one day I will, but I don't need to right now. I don't care. What is the site/program? What do you mean? Like the ICT mentorship I am talking about? It's on YouTube. It's ICT 2022 mentorship. I don't have a site yet. Or you can book a one-on-one in my bio, but my Discord's not live yet. I need to get disciplined with staying within my trading rules. I agree, Mine sometimes it's like selling like slightly too early. But yes, we got a 10 a.m. reversal and we got a 10:30 a.m. reversal. That's the one Luke is referring to. We bounced out of that 4-hour fair value gap right here. I sold right above it, took this trade down, boom. Then we got another trade, which is the biggest trade of the day. Again, biggest candle of the day. You could have played both. You could have played both. You could have played one. You could have played... I don't trade more than once on a win yet. Maybe one day I will. Alright, let's do our last little setup before we go. I've been saying I'm only trading New York session to find myself trading in the evening. See? No, man, I do not. Even though I almost did that yesterday because we were live yesterday and we had this rundown, this run up yesterday. And I was like, I could get in this right now. And it played out nicely, actually, but just, you know, but do it works for you. Some people like trading all day, you know? All right, we got a nice candle close out of this gap. We didn't come up, so I think you could just get in sales to the next gap. Damn, that's kind of far, actually. You see how the daily chart should be looking close? Then you get on a lower time frame, and it's far as fuck. I don't think we're going that far. Let's mark some liquidity on the way. Boom. There we go. That's still kind of far, but that's a lot better, in my opinion. Unless 930 runs that far, and it's not. It looks like it's an indecisive candle. We love those. All right, indecisive candle. So now we're not confirmed if we're going up or down yet. If we're going up, we do have equal lows of the Asian and London high. That also lines up with a lovely 30-minute bearish for value gap. Now, we did get that 30-minute tap, though. Or the 930 people got it. So that probably is a nice trade on the 5-minute, like tapped up and it came down a little bit. That could have been a nice trade. Obviously, it's before 10 o'clock, so we didn't take it. Sunday evening is always fire. What's your option? What's your opinion tomorrow? I don't do opinions for the next day. I just look at what's happening when I get on the charts at 9:55. I agree. London, Asian session has been nice, but like I said, I'm not trading all day. I got into trading to have less time. I want to trade for my one little 30 minutes, get a good move, and that's why I picked 10 a.m. because I can most likely get the biggest move of the day, and that's it. That's all I need. Maybe once I start making a lot of money, and I'll get eager to trade all day because I can make more money. All right, let's go on the lower time frame because we're not waiting 30 minutes for that candle to close. We would have got in on this candle close because we'd be watching this in real time. Stop loss above the high. Take it to probably the second blue line because they're close. Let's see. Could reverse on us. All right. Okay, wait. It's only 11:30. We're still down. I might have moved my stop loss to break even at this point for free money like this. After we started this little reversal here, we do got like a little miniature market structure shift. Or I would go back on the higher time frame and that will let me know like, hey, are we reversing or are we selling? Or are we just pulling back? 15-minute is saying we might be pulling back. 30-minute is saying same actually. But I'd hold it out, and then boom, we'd be stopped out for not a loss, not a win. And then see if it goes our way, because that could be a reason why you don't move stop loss to break even, because some ICT traders don't. I used to not. Prime example why you shouldn't. Right there. Prime example. This is now 4:30, so you wouldn't have hit your profit, but you would have had a nice move down if you would have not moved your stop loss to break even. But you would have been sitting on the charts all day. That's why, like I said, because people are like, you gotta manage your trades. You need to, I'm like, that's why your losses are bigger than your wins, because y'all are moving stop loss to break even and getting 0 days or small wins, or using trailing stops and getting stopped out here when you just set and forget. And if you have a good strategy, you'll win more than you'll lose anyway. And you're risking more than you're losing on your winner. You can't sleep with a trade on. I can if I set a stop loss and take profit. I actually used to. I was the most profitable when I was setting and forgetting. Once I start managing my trades just to not lose, because on funded accounts I hate losing. It's really just a funded account. Like once I'm funded, I'm gonna go back to setting and forgetting, honestly. So my lives won't even be that interesting. So that's why it's like I'm probably going to the Discord, because I'm gonna be like, hey, this is our trade today. This is our setup. Stop loss here, take profit here, set it, forget, and then I'll leave my live on Discord so people can discuss if we won or lost. But that's when I was the most profitable, for real. Set and forget, be at the gym, looking at the chart, looking at the trade. That's the best thing, especially as the ICT trader. We know where it's going to a liquidity point. I mean, this day it wouldn't have. So this would have sucked because you could have took profit here, but you also would check in like every 30 minutes to an hour. You check in. So once you saw this move at 3:30, you'd be like, oh, okay, we're close, and then you'd be like, oh well, boom, I don't have to. I'll just take my profit. Like you're not gonna just be like, you can see it on your phone. You know, if you're still in a trade, if your stop loss isn't hit or take profit isn't hit in 3 hours, you're gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, and you're gonna check. So yeah, I heard London session is very nice. I'm not London, Asian session. London session is nice. I did try to trade London session, but I just trade one time. I do like this zigzag, but it's just random. Some days it zigzags like this. Obviously we had 4 hour value gap, so we knew it would, but then some days it just runs through them. I wanted to go to the Asian low, I really did, but we didn't. Waiting for a buy under 18,620. Okay, yeah, back in this fair value gap. Good for you. Good for you. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow, 9:55 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be live trading again. Then we'll be back testing again tomorrow night. In fact, I'm gonna start back testing only Monday through Friday. I think we've got the gist of how I trade. We've got the gist of what you need to do every day. It is helpful. I do like doing the trade recaps about the trade I took, so that's why I'm like Monday through Friday. We should still do them every day. Beautiful trade here. And yeah, prime example of why I don't do OTE anymore. Didn't tap in any fair value gap, and if you had a limit order set at this fair value gap, you got stopped out. So I just get in at the market structure shift. I get in the change of state and delivery. That's it for me. I don't need to wait for a market structure shift. If I do place a trade tonight, it will be on my practice account only. Yeah, that's smart. That is smart. Maybe I'll start live. I mean, I could live trade at night too, actually. That would be more streaming views. But start on a paper trading account just to get the bearings of the session and learn the session. Because, yeah, we were here. We were going to these lunch highs. And we did. And then what was the next Asian session that we did? Swept some liquidity and reversed back up. Didn't really hit another liquidity point though. But I guess you could have took this small little inverse. And then I prefer London session over Asian in my opinion. I just like my sleep, so I'm not trading and risking my sleep for anything, especially when I already have a time frame that prints me money. And again, that's why I picked it, because I get at least the biggest move of the day. Yeah, these moves are good, great liquidity, like side to side. You can get faked out more in this time frame, but then I know I'm capturing the biggest move of the day, so that's the only time frame I focus on. And I could take multiple trades, yes, but at least I know I don't need to. That's just me personally, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for me, yeah, I come from working in film where I was working 12, 13, 14-hour days. I didn't come to trading to do the same. Same with dropshipping. Working all day, making ads, customer reviews. No, I'm here to work the most minimum. 30 minutes to an hour tops. And I am leaving. That's me. But again, like I said, y'all trading Asian, London, PM. I know people who trade all the sessions. The guy who taught me how to trade, or who put me on trading, he didn't teach me. He trades all the time. But I lived in LA back then, so it's easy to trade at night because London is midnight. Easy. Trade for an hour or two. Boom. Wake up at 6 a.m. Boom. You have your whole day to work out, go to the gym, do whatever you want, take a nap, come back at night. Like, it's easier to trade all the time frames on Pacific time. But Eastern time, it's just too perfect. That 10 a.m. you could go to the gym before, trade, and then you have the rest of your day. It's like it's too late on Eastern time where like you can't really trade all the sessions and like get enough sleep. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the morning. Hopefully I get funded tomorrow. That'll be really exciting. If not, this week for shizzle. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow, 9:55 a.m. Maybe like 9:53. I've been getting on a little earlier. And then we'll back test again tomorrow night, just like this.